Feeling like it's harder and harder to get your content seen online? Are you ready to learn how to stand out despite it feeling a little bit overcrowded so that you can attract more soulmate clients into your world, into your programs with a lot more ease and without the overwhelm? This episode is derived from Client Attractor, a free 5-day live series that I ran pretty recently. You can access the full experience by signing up for Client Attractor. The link is in the show notes. You'll receive the full video trainings. You'll receive the homework and also the meditations that I also walk you through. So if you like what you're hearing, register for Client Attractor for instant access to all of the content so you can learn how to stand out online without feeling overwhelmed and attract more soulmate clients into your offers or programs with ease.
Welcome to the Aligned and Magnetic podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Ashley. I'm an ICF certified business alignment coach, and they call me the money mindset and manifestation queen. I'm here to help you make your vision for your life and business a reality and doing it in a way that lights you the fuck up. If you're ready to build an aligned, magnetic, and profitable business so that you can live the life of your dreams, you are definitely in the right place. In this podcast, I promise to provide you with the raw lessons, the tools, and powerful questions to help you on the way to creating success your way. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's dive in.
Welcome to day 1 of Client Attractor. I'm so excited that you're here. I just decided that we are going to do something fun. So each day of the series, so for 5 weeks straight, I am going to be putting a code word into the episodes. And if you DM me this code word and you are the first one, you are going to win a 1-hour one-on-one coaching session with me. We can strategize, we can gain clarity, we can make big moves and uncover whatever it is that you need to really move forward toward creating your dream life and your dream business. So make sure you're listening for the code word, and as soon as you hear it, send me a DM to see if you can win. This event is for the heart-centered entrepreneur, whether you are a service provider, whether you are a coach, whether you are a healer, whether you are a creative, whether you're a course creator, if you fit any of those boxes, or just simply the box of like, I know that I'm here to do heart-centered work. I know that I have a bigger impact to make in the world. And I need to now come out of my shell and like actually do the things to make that a reality, to have that impact. This series is for you. So the whole point of the series is to really help you to stand out online, because I know how challenging it can feel when you're putting content out there and it's just not getting the engagement that you wanted. Like it's not getting maybe the results. You're not having interactions with your community. I remember not too long ago in my business where I just felt like no one was listening. And so if you ever have that feeling that like no one's listening to me, I'm putting stuff out there, no one's responding, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing this for, then it's okay. I've got your back. We are here to kind of put some things in place so that you can get through to the other side and continue to move forward. Now, this is also the place for you if you are somebody who is not showing up online, but you know that you need to in order to put your business and your services and yourself out there into the world. And by the end of our time together, my intention is to help you walk away knowing exactly how to attract soulmate clients into your business, sell with more ease and confidence so that you can hear more yeses and less like not right nows, or like now's not a good time. I'm going to teach you throughout this 5-day live series my 3-part framework that I use with myself in my own business and with my clients to consistently crush our income goals, our money goals. And you're going to know how to show up and promote your services authentically so that you can fill your programs with the clients that you love to work with. I find that this is a really big deal in my industry because there are a lot of business coaches out there that think they know what they're talking about. And while they have a really great marketing knowledge, they know what they're doing in terms of positioning, messaging, how to do this and all of this stuff. What they lack is the flexibility and the confidence to not have all of the answers, to be able to let go of all of that knowledge and really help the person that's in front of them. So my clients are often intuitives, they're spiritual, they do a lot of heart-centered work, and they struggle because they just feel like business coaches, typical marketing people just don't understand how they envision their business and how they want to do things, and they don't feel heard, right? So I'm here to help you really connect with your intuition and build a business that's in alignment with you. So today is day 1, and we're going to cover the number one thing that you need to be doing to attract more clients to your business. I am going to just share a little bit about my journey in entrepreneurship in hopes that it maybe will teach you something. And yeah, then we'll get into today's lesson, and we'll talk about obviously the number one thing that you need to be doing to attract more clients into your business. So I started my journey in multi-level marketing, and no shade to multi-level marketing, but I did not have a great experience. And the only reason I think I didn't have a great experience is because, and I feel this deeply in every industry. I think this happens everywhere. I don't think it's limited to multi-level marketing, but it was so not flexible in the way that they taught you how to sell and how to run a business. It felt very in the box. It felt very prescribed. It felt very scripted, a little sneaky. And I definitely tried a lot of these tactics. They didn't feel good, so therefore I didn't want to do them. It did not go well for me. So then I come across a Facebook ad, and because it didn't feel good to me, I kind of came to this conclusion where I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to tell people anything. I don't like sales. I don't like any of this, right? So I came to this conclusion where I was I don't like sales. And so I came across a Facebook ad that taught me that I could grow a business, essentially by just building out a really good funnel. And this masterclass taught me how to use Facebook ads. It taught me how to create videos, how to create masterclasses, and all of this. So I started creating this funnel essentially from my room in my mom's basement over 5 years ago, probably 6 years now. And what happened is I continued to work on that. I also had a 9-to-5 job at the time, so I wasn't devoting a ton of time to this. But I tried this funnel thing, and number one, I don't even know if I ended up launching it, to be honest. I think I had I think I had the whole funnel in place, and then I don't really know what happened to it. But over time, I ended up moving to Mexico, right? Quit my job, moved to Mexico. I was like, hell yeah, I'm just gonna run these ads. I'll get those going, and then I'm good to go, right? I'll just sell, the sales will come pouring in, money will just start come pouring in, and that's just how my life will be, and I'll be living here in Mexico, and it'll be great. So that didn't happen. And so it was maybe 4 months of me living here when I realized things weren't really working out the way that I thought they would. And so I actually ended up hiring my first ever business coach after realizing that I actually need support with my business. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And it was great because I started showing up more in my stories. I learned how to communicate with people. I learned about marketing and online messaging and how to position yourself and give value and how to create content and post in Facebook groups. And I learned a lot about myself and my mindset. and all of these great things. Like, that's not even the entire list, but I ended up niching myself into a box that I really didn't want to be in because, this coach that I worked with kind of follows very, I would say, kind of traditional, like, marketing tactics or whatever. And there are just certain rules, I think, that certain coaches believe that you have to follow in order to have a successful business. And I don't agree with all of those rules, to be completely honest. And not just that, but I think the method in which we were kind of like prescribed to grow our business doesn't work for everybody, right? And after discovering human design, I really started to realize, like, oh my God, I have super unique gifts. I have really unique energy. So me trying to organize myself and show up and do all of these like SEO and strategy here and strategy there, it was all just kind of keeping me focused on things that really didn't actually matter in my business. And so I was doing more of like this behind the scenes computer work, getting frustrated that like I would work all this much over here, but then I wasn't actually sharing a lot online because I didn't have a ton of time left in my day, to be completely honest. And so all of this like strategic work that a lot of coaches talk about was actually just a distraction to not put myself out there. It doesn't make sense. And every business is going to be like different. Every human being running a business is going to be different and have different blockages and different things that they tend to hyperfixate on. But essentially what I realized is like, okay, focusing so much on the detail and how things are going to work and like trying to like put myself into a box and like try to fit this avatar or like this like lifestyle that an entrepreneur is supposed to live was actually just holding me back from the results that I really desired to create and from showing up online and standing out online. The other thing that I have to say about this is that I remember specifically this moment where I was creating these emails because I had to send an email every week, and it felt so like inauthentic to me. Like, it was like, here I am, like, sending another marketing email this week. And it wasn't even necessarily marketing, but it felt like I was just creating content for the sake of creating content and not really actually trying to approach it from the perspective of like, I truly want to help people with this. You know what I mean? And I think that this can happen when, in business, I don't know how new you are to business, but we could talk about how our program is designed to solve a problem, obviously. And in the program, we do really deep work. And also in our marketing material, we kind of have to help people understand what problem it is that they have, because a lot of people aren't actually aware of the problem that they have. And that's okay. But sometimes when we hyperfixate on creating content around that, we can end up creating like content that's kind of not even authentic, or content that we think people want to hear. And ultimately what I realized is like, if I don't love creating the content, it's not going to translate well. I'm not going to feel motivated to create more. I'm not going to feel motivated to post and to talk about it. So I kind of let go of all of this bullshit that I was taught. And I came back to like, okay, like, fuck all of this. Like, I'm just going to take action and do what I feel called to do. Like, I know what I have to do to show up. I know what I have to do to get this message out there. I know what I have to do to be present online and to attract clients and all of that stuff. I had like here's what you got to do, whatever. But when it came to like the actual content and what I was creating, I decided to really step out of the box. And I decided to also let go of like the control around having everything prepared. I feel like that was a really big thing for me as well. Like have everything done and ready and prepared to go. And it's like, yeah, that can work for some people, but it just was not working for me. So I decided to let it go. So I let go of all of the stuff that I thought I had to do to be successful. I actually, oh my God, and there's actually something before that I have to tell you about. So when I was implementing all of these strategies that I thought I had to do, the SEO, the this, the that, the blah, 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 like so many different things, right? And it just felt like, I was just not really getting anything. Like it didn't feel like any of it was worth it. I was always asking, like, when is this going to happen for me? When is my time coming? Like, I don't get it. What am I doing wrong? And so what I actually realized is, I ended up attracting a lot of people who are not ready to invest in my program, which had a lot to do with like how I was showing up online, which was actually a way in which I was showing up in a way that my coach at the time had kind of recommended me to show up and like to speak about this particular niche and this particular topic. But what ended up happening is I wasted a ton of time trying to help people that were ready to be helped, and they definitely were not ready to pay for support. And we can avoid this, right? Like I think sometimes as an entrepreneur, you kind of just have to try things and see how things go. That's inevitable. It's just part of the fucking process. And we need to get over the thought that like business can happen overnight, because it doesn't. It truly doesn't. And it can happen quickly. We can quantum leap and everyone's going to have a different journey, but things do not happen overnight. It's a constant process, right? Yeah, I wasted a ton of time, felt like super unhappy with my results and all of that. And yeah, I felt super frustrated because I was getting on all of these calls with people that just were not ready. They didn't believe in themselves. They didn't believe in that they had the extra money, for example, to pay for the support. It just was not a priority for them. But yet at the same time, like I was over here helping people, my peers, my not coworkers, but my peers in my programs manifest pay in full clients, manifest 5K, 8K, 15K months. And I'm over here like, okay, I can help these people make more money in their business, but I can't do it for me. Like, what is the problem here? And I was health coaching at the time. So I realized that, first of all, I'm in the wrong fucking niche. Like I'm trying to help people accomplish like their dream body. I need to be helping people with their mindset, manifestation, and all of that jazz. So that's where I got my Money Mindset and Manifestation Queen title. My peers actually gave it to me because I got so good at helping them with their money mindset and manifestation. They were like manifesting clients out of nowhere. It was awesome. And so I started to focus my time and energy on like, of course, money mindset and manifestation, right? And my message kind of shifted into manifest your dream body and all this stuff. And then eventually I kind of just let go of that and started talking about your dream life. And now we've managed to come here in the business world. And I've actually been helping clients. I've been helping clients build their businesses for the last 5 years. But it's just been over the last year that I've actually called myself an aligned business coach because I didn't want to be associated with the business coaching world. And obviously I recognize that like I do have a voice and an opinion to share, and I do belong here. And just because I don't sound like everyone else does not mean that I don't fit in. And so here we are. But what I want to say is like, as soon as I let go of the strategy, as soon as I started following my intuition and following what I desire to do, which if you're not doing shit that you love to do, just even looking at human design, like it's just not going to work out, like if you ever learn about the emotional scale, Abraham Hicks talks about it a lot. It's a law of attraction tool. If you learn about the emotional scale and you're focusing on things that you don't love, like it's literally it's going to attract more things you don't love. So it only makes sense then to focus on the things that we really love to do, right? So, after focusing more on the things that I love to do, focusing on the work that I love doing, the things that I loved talking about, my messaging completely shifted. And also, not just my messaging, but my results shifted as well. So I started getting more people who were truly in alignment with who I am. Like they were super open and ready. And this is what I call soulmate clients now, because soulmate clients really feels like you guys have known each other for a long time. It feels like you are meant to work together. It's just easy. There's no convincing. There's no overcoming objections. Just really like stepping into, okay, we're obviously meant to work together. Now, how do we make this work, right? Like, how do we find a way to make it work? And that's what I love to do. That's the space that I love to play with and play in. And I love to help my clients get there as well, where they can be putting out a message that attracts the right clients. So we're going to talk about messaging over the next 5 days and really stepping into the leader that they were born to be. So over the years, like I said, I've been helping people with this for 5 years. I've observed what works, what doesn't work. I've observed people try strategies. I've looked at people who I've worked with in like similar containers who have been successful and who haven't been successful. And I've heard kind of like the same, there's a theme, right? There's a common theme. And the theme is always, for me, like, how do we lean more on who you are as an individual instead of just forcing you to do some sort of strategy or some sort of system that works for somebody else and might not work for you. This is like what I always come back to. And so all of the work that I do now revolves around connecting back to self and really shining your light in your own unique way. And we do that by connecting with your intuition, right? And it's kind of like, it sounds easy, right? Like just connect with your intuition, you know, the next steps. But in a world that is so full of stuff, like information overload, it's actually really challenging to connect with your intuition if you don't really know how, or if you're not confident enough in what you are doing, right? Hey Queen, if you are learning from this episode, then you are going to love the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator. This is the space where mindset, manifestation, and strategy come together to put the magic back into your business. Want to fill your DMs with clients ready to work with you? Want to make your dream job or business a reality this year? Ready to take Fridays off without worrying about your to-do list? You don't have to work hard or wait forever to get to where you want to be. It's all available to you right here, right now. Come and join us in the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator, where we're making magic happen in our businesses. I'll not only show you how to do it, we will walk with you every step of the way as you implement what you learn. Go to coachlaurenashley.com/accelerator today to join. And remember, whatever you want, bippity boppity boo, it's yours. So I help my clients to build systems and structure that is flexible enough so that they can follow their intuition, no problem, and really lean on that as their guide. And by doing this, my clients have gone from $0 to profitable in just 1 year. They've replaced their 9-to-5 income. They have found better careers, better paying careers, more flexible careers while they build their business. They have filled their programs with clients, all of this stuff. So I'm going to share with you all of my little secrets, I guess. I don't have anything to share with you that is, if you've been in business, you've probably, like, I don't have a secret strategy for you. You know what I mean? I just have like, here are the basics. Here's what I know to be true works. And from here, we can customize how you do that, what you're talking about, who it is that you're influencing, and all of that jazz, right? And a lot of this does have to do with your energy. And I'm going to talk more about energy and your mindset throughout, because what I believe to be true is that we can take all of the action that we want, but if your energy is not like behind that action and what it is that you desire, it's not going to work. It's not going to like flourish. You know what I mean? It's almost like if you have a plant in the corner. I mean, I have a plant that I'm looking at right now. It's in the corner of my office by my window. And if I don't love that plant, if I don't water that plant not every day, but if I don't give it enough water, if I don't give it enough love, it's going to die on me, right? So we want to obviously make sure that the energy behind everything that you do in your business is coming from a place of confidence, ease, grace, flow, all of that jazz. So yeah, you are going to be learning all of these things in the next 5 days. And my intention is for you to know exactly how, like, what it is that you need to do in order to fill your programs with clients that you love to work with. Okay. And it's also easy for you. I find that people way overcomplicate business, and shit does not need to be that complicated, for reals. So The biggest takeaway though that I want to mention is like, I want you to take what you're learning and have full permission to trust in your inner guidance and in your next steps and in the moves that you want to make. I see so many people in the business industry give up their voice and give up their, it's not their free will, but their choice or their intuition. Like they know what they need to do and they know that something doesn't resonate, but they're too afraid or not confident enough in themselves to say something to their coach or whoever it is that's helping them. And I've received so much advice, so much wisdom from people over the years. And now from where I'm at today, I really try to limit who I'm taking advice from and who I'm listening to. And even when I do listen to them, I still come back to myself because like I almost launched this program that I'm actually going to be telling you about today. And I almost started charging $111 for it. And if I had done that, if I had continued moving forward with that plan, because I saw another coach do this, actually my coach had a container that was like this, I would have burnt myself out and I would have been broke, right? And so we always have to look at like, okay, what is it that we need? What do we desire? What is our vision? And what are our values? Because for me in my containers, I love to serve my clients. And if I'm creating something where I'm not like connecting with them and really helping them hands-on, if I'm creating a container that's more hands-off, then I kind of know that, okay, something here is not right because I know that I am meant to really be in the weeds with you and that's where I want to play. Maybe one day that will change, but for right now, that was my intention. And so if that's my intention, well, I need to create a price point and a program structure that is going to honor that intention and that value. Does it make sense? So that's why we always start with like vision, values, and your mission, vision, values in your business. And as long as everything drives home and drives back to that, like to you really, right? And what you desire to create for yourself, then we're going to be good. So let's get into the number one thing that you need to be doing to attract more clients. I love this quote and I've been using it with my clients for a couple of years. So hi client, if you know this quote already. So there is this quote, I guess, or this thing from Eat, Pray, Love. And it goes like this. There's a wonderful old Italian joke about a poor man who goes to church every day and prays before the statue of a great saint, begging, "Dear saint, please, please, please give me the grace to win the lottery." This goes on for months. Finally, the exasperated statue comes to life, looks down at the begging man, and says in weary disgust, "My son, please, please, please buy a ticket." Right? And I joke with one of my clients or one of my past clients, like, you got to buy a ticket, dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of us, if you are here, you might resonate with this. If not, that's totally okay. But I know for me, I love playing with the energy work. I love the mindset and the, how am I like choosing to up level and who am I being today and sifting through all the things. And when we're in a low frequency, which all of us go through, by the way, myself included, we need to do the inner work in order to climb the emotional scale and to shift our energy and our frequency, right? But we have to be careful to not get stuck here because only doing the energetic work, only doing like money spells or journaling and affirmations or card pulling and all of this stuff, like that is only the beginning of the work. The rest of the work is in the action, right? And don't get me wrong, like the energetic and mindset work is probably 90% of the work, right? But you have to leave like some space to do the action and to put yourself out there and to talk to people and to get comfortable in who you are as a leader and as a person and work on sharing authentically and doing things in alignment and trusting in yourself and all of that jazz, right? And so if we're not taking the action, aka putting yourself out there, then there's probably a reason that you have not been manifesting soulmate clients. And now I want to just like, if you are this person that is like, oh, well, I haven't put myself out there yet because like, I don't know what I'm saying. That's okay. When I first started my business, like I didn't really know what to say either. And I can help you with this. Like, I can help you get super clear on what it is that you're saying and who you're serving and what you're doing inside of the Aligned and Magnetic Business Accelerator. But for the sake of this conversation, like, it really doesn't matter what you are saying in the beginning, as long as you are showing up and putting yourself out there. Like, start talking about your story, start talking about things that inspire you. And this would be my piece of advice to anybody who wants to start a business. Now, if you have been in business for a little bit, you have some offers, you've been posting online, I want you to look at, like, how often are you actually putting yourself out there, giving value, and then also directing people to what it is that you have to offer, right? We're going to talk more about this in day 2, but what I want to focus on right now is the caveat to showing up, right? So we need to be showing up, but there's a but. You've got to do it in a way that feels good and is authentic to you. Okay, how do I know if, like, I'm not being authentic? Or how do I know if this, like, I'm showing up and it's not feeling good? Well, something that I notice is that if you are holding yourself back from showing up, or all you're doing is posting videos of your product, I know, so I used to do multi-level marketing with Arbonne. I loved their fizz sticks. I would post like, oh, fizz stick, oh, so nice. That is simply not enough to get somebody interested in what it is that you do. Nobody cares about your fizz sticks. Nobody cares about the products that you have to offer unless you give them a little bit more information and share why you love the products, right? And there's even more to this as well. But if this is something that you're doing, I would start there. Start to share more about what it is that you love. And yeah. So I forget where that came from, but in order to show up with more authenticity and I remember. Okay, so I was saying how if you're not showing up or you're showing up very little, it could be that what you're showing up for is not in alignment with you, that you don't really give a shit about what you're trying to sell, or you don't believe in what you're trying to sell. Whether this is a product that you have to offer, whether this is a service that you have to offer, you might look at your service and be like, hell yeah, that's a great service that people will pay for. And if you are not confident in yourself, you're not going to be able to sell that service. It just doesn't make sense. Your energy is not aligned with the actions that you're taking. And so when we talk about alignment, and alignment is the first pillar in my aligned, magnetic, and profitable business framework, alignment is really like your thoughts, your energy, and your actions and your vision. You know what I mean? It's all about you, and like, is what you envision, what you're creating in alignment with you, what you believe to be true and what you believe to be possible, in alignment with your values, in alignment with your vision, right? It's stacking, essentially. It's creating this foundation of, here's you, here's what you believe in, here's what you know to be true, here's what you can offer the world. Now, is everything in your business in alignment with that? And so this is why we always start with alignment, because if you are starting, and this is what I did, right? Like, I started to build products for the sake of making money, because I was like, yeah, I'm making money online. That's cool. Like, I don't want a 9-to-5 office job. What the fuck? I want to travel. So, but I started to create these products that I didn't wholeheartedly necessarily believe in, if that makes sense. And also it's not that I didn't believe in them. It's like I didn't feel confident in them. First, I didn't feel confident because I myself had not achieved the result yet. Let me know if that's something for you, because this is something my clients really struggle with, that I help them work through. But also, I didn't believe that my product, what I was offering, my program, was enough for them, right? So yeah, we got to get clear on ourselves, on our intuition. And now, in order to do all of that, there's actually a step before, because the thing that is impacting everything that we do is our conditioning, and what we have grown up with and what we have paid attention to, right? And so we've got our conditioning that kind of is over clouding our intuition, and the voice in our head, or the, our mindset, our inner voice, our inner child, whatever, will create, it's like the voice is stronger than our intuition at times, right? And so if we are creating from a place of past conditioning, we also might struggle to kind of really see the results that we desire to see, because we're not being our true authentic selves. And not that you're doing this on purpose, like going out being like, oh, I don't want to be my authentic self today. Like, I'm going to show you a different version of me. That's like not how it works. It's completely subconscious. You just like, you don't know what's happening, but it's something that you can feel into. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I can definitely help you, but let me know what your questions are, and I'd love to kind of help with that. So the other thing that I see is that a lot of people tend to create products, programs, and services based on what other people are creating. And if you're creating something based on what someone else is creating, without aligning it to who you are, what you desire for your life, what your vision, mission, and values are, then you're going to end up with a product or service that does not actually align, for lack of a better term, because that is what it is, that does not align with who you are and what you are here to do. And that can also create resistance, right? Resistance in the sense that you probably won't want to show up to promote the thing, to service, to do the thing, to whatever. You can end up being burnt out. So what we need to do first, I call this the step of letting go of your mom's dream for you, because #mommy traumas, and get clear on who you are and what you want for your life and business, so that you waste less time building something that you won't end up being happy with, right? And so I want to know how many times you've created something because you thought you had to create something, or you thought that that was the thing that people were creating, and that's the thing that's going to help me to see results, or help me to be a more successful entrepreneur, or a more successful service provider, a more successful coach, right? How often have you created something because someone else has created something and it looked like the right thing to do, or someone told you it was the right thing to do, right? So in this alignment phase, we are really letting go of all of the voices in our head, which it takes time to become aware of this, right? And this is exactly why I like working so closely with my clients, because it's difficult to do this work on your own without really knowing what it is that you're looking for. And this is also why I've become the mindset and manifestation queen. But once we have really connected with who you are and let go of all those voices that are telling you to be something else, or that you can't be yourself, or that it's not safe to be who you are, it's not safe to post online, it's not safe to share your true thoughts, your true feelings, your true purpose, like whatever it is, then we can start to connect with who you are and build a business based on that, right? All right, today's code word, if you would like to win a one-on-one 1-hour coaching session with me, is the word you, Y-O-U. So send the word you to me on Instagram, either at Coach Lauren Ashley or at Aligned and Magnetic. And if you are the first one, you will win a 1-hour coaching call. And so not essentially, what am I trying to say here? There's a lot of stuff out there. I've said this before, but like multi-level marketing is a prime example. Here, send this message to all of your friends and see who's available to come to your party. Send this message to all of your friends and see who's interested in building a business. And like, we are so beyond the place where this is a numbers game. This is no longer a numbers game. This is really about creating heart-centered connections and of serving people, right? And this is what I found to be so, so valuable in my business. When I show up and stop thinking about the numbers, when I show up and I just focus on my audience and my community and really just helping the people in front of me. This is based on the law of giving and receiving, by the way. It's one of the laws of the universe. Then that's when magic starts happening. That's when clients start coming out of nowhere. That's when I somehow randomly get referrals. That's how, I get random people booking into my calendar. I've been receiving a lot of random new calls with people in my calendar that comes through. I think it's coming through my podcast. I'm not really sure, but because what I'm teaching on right now is so aligned, I am getting on the phone with people who are aligned. Like, people are booking calls with me. I'm not even having to ask them if they want to come on a call anymore. I was there at one point in my business, and I still reach out to people, but it's all from the place of service. It's all from like, hey, I know this is important to you. Let me help you get there. And not like, oh my God, I need to fill my bank account this month. I need to pay my bills. And when we come from this place of service, instead of like, how can I make more money? How can I make more money? How can I make more money? And just focusing on the strategy and the numbers and the stress and the clients and the this and the milestones and the like, I've got to reach my goals so that I can keep up with everyone in the industry, and just literally come back to like, how am I showing up and how am I serving people? This is going to be such a huge game changer. So this episode is derived from Client Attractor, a free 5-day live series that I ran pretty recently. You can access the full experience by signing up for Client Attractor. The link is in the show notes. So if you like what you're hearing, register for Client Attractor for instant access to all of the content so you can learn how to stand out online without feeling overwhelmed and attract more soulmate clients into your offers or programs with ease.
Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today. If you like what you heard, I would love it if you left a review. If you like my vibe, come and hang with me in my Facebook or Telegram group. I'll drop the link to my email list below where you can get instant access. Make sure you check the show notes for any other links that I mentioned today. And until next time, I'm sending you waves of abundance.